Hello, welcome back. Last time I had a whole lot of things to debug in a fairly complicated room. I got sort of about halfway through it. Let's see if I can do the rest today. So, right. Just gonna do a super quick review. Remember how everything is shaped. That's right. Aiming for this hole is hard. And then I've never properly been past here. I've gotten this far technically. But that's most of the way through the room, sort of. Anyway. Right, so remember all the particulars of how the inputs here work. Right, okay. And the, okay. So that's the trajectory. Just gotta make it actually work for me. Right, big full jump. That's kind of where I was last time. And right, if I catch the edge, I lose air control and just cannot do anything except a normal dash. Now, something feels wrong with my speed there. I just don't get as much as it feels like is expected. But maybe that's not true. Maybe that's just how it is. My Dream Hyper is going off, right? And then this is just like extra wide for some reason. Sometimes it's just like that. It's funny how the practice section for this doesn't really let me practice any of the things that are giving me the most trouble. I mean, room's just hard, that's all there is to it. It just takes a lot of work to get through. Should go a little higher, yeah, so since I can go a little higher but also curve lower. Yeah, so, Alright, I think I figured out a better way to do... Whoops. This hurdle. That maybe will make me a little more consistent, and any little bit of extra consistency I can get will help a lot more. Right, I must have cut the edge, because I didn't have control. Oops. Can I describe what I'm doing? Maybe. Do I want to stop and try? No. Basically, I'm going both higher and lower. I'm holding up and down for longer, thereby missing the spikes better, but maintaining the control I need to actually aim for the crystal. But I must have caught the edge because I didn't have control there. Yeah, aiming for that crystal was one of my big problems, actually. Then doing the Dream Hyper because I'm in such a different mode than the mode that does those inputs well. There we go. Okay, so most of that was good. I think I might want to do a different form of dash there. No, it has to be a squiggle. Squiggle from down right to down to down right. Focus on the Dream Hyper. That's a very important component of this. That was not a Dream Hyper. Right. Well, I'm back to exactly where I was before. That's fine. I'll get there. Almost. 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 Oh! How did I ever hit that pufferfish? Like, it has not happened in what feels like a very long time. Certainly not today. That's not it. I don't know. Okay, I think I figured out one of my problems. So, something that keeps happening is I will get as far as... It's been 18 minutes so far, by the way. I'll get as far as this block, But then my speed will disappear by the time I get over here. I think what I'm doing... Since these are weird, unintuitive moves that don't fit the usual pattern, I don't know what I'm actually doing here. I think there's a choice between a wave dash-like, or super-like, and an ultra on this block. If I consciously try to slide on this for a little bit before I jump, it works better. Another thing I think has been happening sometimes is I will briefly stop holding forward. If I really, really hold my thumb very hard in the right direction for the entire transaction here, everything goes better. I think if I release right at any point, things don't work as well. Alright, so let's try sliding on that thing, and let me show you my state of the art. I'm not sure if I slid, but I had enough speed. I mean, yeah, all the same problem spots are still just as much of a problem. Hey, check it out, I exploded for the first time, and... Okay, so I'm here. I should have done some sort of dash there. That was something I wanted to try, just stopping on that block and, Okay, I slid. That was almost enough. Maybe it could have been. But, like, aiming for that crystal still just is ridiculously, inconsistent? And that happens sometimes. That's when the dream hyper fails. I'm supposed to be good at those, right? No one ever said that. And in this situation, it's hard to have the focus to do it when everything else is going on. Anyway, maybe I'm getting closer, but no, I'm in the exact same place I have been for the last hour of time spent in this room. But with a little more understanding, I don't know. Did I slide there? Because my speed sure was gone. Ugh! I definitely slid there and my speed disappeared anyway. So why was that? Was it because my dash was still going, so I got reset to base speed? I don't think even that happened, though. I don't understand what happens to my speed in that area. And I feel like I need to. Am I losing my dream hyperspeed? I don't know. I don't know anything. Except how to constantly catch my foot on that corner and always lose my... Okay, that was closer. Now do that, but better. Yeah, but my speed disappeared for reasons I don't yet understand. Get it! There. Oh! I need to be dashing earlier after that, so on the extremely rare occasions when I get there, it has been 38 minutes so far, by the way. On the rare occasions when I get there, I need to dash earlier down left. This is not one, because my speed disappeared. Why does that happen? Still don't know. Close, sort of. I'm gonna call that a record, because it was. Okay, that's alright. So, new theory, I really want to just clear that jump, do a simple, single curve, down to right, not a squiggle there. Because that's what I did and it worked great. Because my newest problem seems to be that my squiggle just doesn't ever reach the blowfish. Pufferfish, whatever you are, same thing. So that was very close. I got the jump off of that block, I just didn't do it well enough. Like, once I get that, the room is done, right? Have I somehow calibrated everything to the miraculous... See, the problem is, when my speed disappears there, what eats it? I don't know where it goes. It's like the dash post Dream Hyper just sometimes is slow. That was a slow one. I don't know if it's to do with the curve angle that I'm using or something else. Just like, that was a slow one. Is it what I do on the ground? Okay, so I deliberately slid, and I mean, that started my thing from farther to the right, and that may have helped on its own. Okay, so never jump off of that thing except on the rightmost extreme of it, for one thing. Rightmost extreme. That might have been enough, actually, if I'd committed better. Yeah, so is it the jump point that determines whether I succeed there? Maybe that's some of it. And I've just been going too far left because I'm used to aiming for the center of this. Yeah, great aim. But I mean, it's what I try to do. And I have a point that I can try and aim at to hit this crystal, so that's a tiny bit closer to consistent now. Okay, yeah, so paying attention to my jump point there, being sure I'm all the way at the right before I jump. That may have solved some of my problems. Good, okay, just in time to be almost done with the room. Oh, yeah, sure. Let's assume I'm almost done with the room. No, see, my speed was gone. I didn't wait until the extreme right, but I was only half a tile away. And half a tile was... I missed by more than that much, I think? Yeah, okay, there I distinctly jumped from the very right, and I was in the center of that virus that got me. So yeah, my speed just disappears and I don't know why. Now I need to learn when to time my down dash. Like that. Okay, so then that doesn't have to be a squiggle. By the same token, that's a down curved to the left. Right? Well then why am I even doing an ultra? Once again, why don't I just land on that, jump, and calmly dash down and curve left? Because I don't have the coordination for it. After the explosion, an ultra is the most natural thing. And it would feel better if I could nail it that way. So that was definitely a Dream Hyper, but my speed vanished. Why? Like, what is it? What eats it? I don't know where it goes. It just is gone sometimes. Dream Hyper is a fixed speed, there's no variability like an Ultra. But it's just gone sometimes. Why? Oh, that was weird. Yes, okay. No! I keep missing that. Okay, so that's my problem now. Work on that. Yeah, but that's still my problem. That one never goes away, just... I get enough speed maybe a fourth of the time that I get there. Sure, I'd love to diagnose what's going wrong and change something, but I don't have any tools for that. Best I can do is just keep doing it and have a 25% success rate. Okay, that was one of the 25%. I just can't do the follow-up actions though, it's too much. Okay, okay. Almost. I'm always getting a down dash there instead of a down left, and I'm not actually sure why. One might guess that it's because I wasn't holding left. That's probably the reason. Okay, so it has nothing to do with my input speed to that block. All my speed was disappeared here, and I still got enough from that. It's entirely what happens after my Dream Hyper. But, like, what is the relevant variable? It's like some parameter of my curve. Seems like it goes better if I manage to get higher but still land. What it feels like to me is when I'm holding down right, I accelerate more than any other direction. But maybe that's just an illusion because, like, I'm going around the circle at the top and, therefore that's where the speed is the fastest. Horizontally speaking. No. How is that? Okay, so there are times when I just lose my dash control here, and I don't understand it. Like, I'm holding down right, I dash up right, and I hold down right. There's no floor to intersect with. Sometimes I just don't get control there. I have an explanation for the other one, but not in that spot. Like, it happens maybe 10% of the time. Probably a little less, 5%. 1 in 20. It's right at the start, so, like... yeah, sometimes that still happens. But what would cause that? Like, if I'm decisively holding down right. So it's not possible that I started an up dash and down right is too far. No, an up dash looks different. So I don't know, like, it's visible. I just go straight up to the right, and none of my move input is accepted. Don't know why. Well, okay. So that was new and interesting. All my speed was gone. So there's some sort of speed preservation that has to happen. I think a down dash doesn't work in that spot. I think it does need to be an actual ultra. And a squiggle. Because otherwise, I'm just reverted to the default speed of a down dash. And that's not enough when curved. Okay, that makes sense. So that plan was never a good one. Alright, has to be a squiggle. That fish dash should probably be a squiggle too. 1, for practice for the later one, and 2, just because I often don't make it if I go down because I have so little speed. Technically it's not necessary, but it's a good idea anyway. Didn't help there though, because all my speed had been eaten by something. A mysterious speed eater. Wow. No! God. Almost. That was a down though. It still needs to be a down left. And I need to not miss that. Here's a funny idea. What if I'm doing the fish ultra wrong? Because I keep having that situation you just saw. it's not gonna be an ultra, that'll just be a hang on, so how does a wave dash work under these circumstances? If I'm, like... If I'm way up too high... It's still a wave dash, that wouldn't have normally been, right? That was just a regular... I don't know how to answer the question that I'm trying to ask here. That wasn't a wave dash, was it? Okay, look for the rings. Well, okay. Nope. So if I'm here, no rings. No, okay, so if I jump after the normal amount of dash... If I jump after the normal amount of dash... That's... so, like, wave dash distances are still the same, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't have to start an ultra from further away to count as an ultra and not a wave dash. But what I was going to try... I don't know what state that's in, it was in the wrong state. Let's see if I can just do it here. What I was going to try is up left from the fish and curve into the floor to the left of it. That's assuming I can get to that fish again. Big assumption. Didn't manage to do it. Just do it! Oh, that was so close. Well, that's a new record. Oh. No. What? Oh, almost. Oh. No. Just do it. Yo! That was really close. Alright, that was the closest I've been at full speed. I took it all the way down to 1 times speed and got to that same spot once. Okay, so... new record. I've touched that leftmost virus in the hurdle. Once I'm there, I need a downright dash, curve to right, explode and boost left. Oh, then there's another crescent in there. Okay, so another crescent out of the explosion. Is that a crescent? What will my height be? Uh-oh, I don't know what kind of dash that is. Hup! Hup! Okay, that's a proper new record. I have never touched that fish before. Okay, so my speed... yeah, the speed eater visited me. As in, like, every time those TVs change from an eyeball to a mouth, it eats my speed. As far as I know, that's about as consistently as it happens. Like, no other explanation is more plausible than that. I'm sure one exists, but I don't have any trace of it. I'm getting a little better at that part, so that's encouraging. It's just that I can't get there very often because this part just is extremely high failure rate. Sometimes I don't even get the Dream Hyper, and like, I do a downright dash and I can still do that somehow. Like, that was... I don't get it. So the Dream Hyper is optional, it's just what makes the most sense to me there? Because if you don't want a Dream Hyper, why is the Dream Block there? Okay. No. Okay, no, almost. Nope. Yes. Oh, that was so good speed, though. Yes. No, the speed was good, but the height was not. Yes. Yes. What? Why did I stop? Some force pushed me to the right. I was holding left that entire time, but I just stopped there. I tried to dash, but it didn't happen. What? Is there an invisible wall there? Like, my left direction works. There's something funny with my inputs. It's not my controller, I don't think. Pretty sure everything's working, it's just... sometimes things don't make sense. What? How are you going left? I'm saying down left. Down left! You went left again! Am I hitting the block on my way down? Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's what's happening. Okay, I'm doing it too early. Alright. Just like the mysterious thing where I was hitting my foot right there. Okay. Oh! Whoa! Nope. Ha! Alright, fine. The 2-hour mark has come and gone. The blister that now exists on my thumb can no longer be ignored. Let's try moving my wrist. Yeah, I feel it. It's not as bad as it was yesterday somehow, even though this session was longer. Alright, that's fine. So a mysterious invisible force stopped me here, or my left input just stopped working. Like I was trying to input a dash, but I died before that happened. I didn't have the speed from this. Something is wrong with my speed conservation. Like, right in this spot, it's a coin flip of whether I'm gonna get enough speed to get into the pit or not. As far as I know, the only thing I have ever done on successful attempts here is Dream Hyper, dash upright, curve that upright to downright, land, slide a little bit, and jump. About 40% of the time that gives me enough speed to get in the hole. About 60% of the time, my speed halts right about here. But the inputs, as far as I can tell, are identical. Whatever tiny nuance it is. One thing I noticed is that exiting the dream block low is bad. I want to be high. I want to hit the top crystal. But there's not, like, that has to do with how I aim for this crystal. And that's something I can't really control much. It's just however this curve happens to shake out. Like, I do not realistically have the precision to do anything about that. And my shadow goes away there and kind of suggests going for the bottom crystal, actually. Weird. That doesn't work for me. What would she do if she had continued? Who knows? This is the place where I really need her to show, like, what's happening here. Because I keep wondering just if it's some other input entirely. It looks like it wants a Dream Hyper. That sometimes, occasionally conserves my speed. Don't know why it does when it does, don't know why it doesn't when it doesn't. Because I'm always entering the dash going upright and exiting the dash going down right, or at least right with some down component. If not, then the speed halting makes sense. But I just lose it like in the middle of the dash, or at the start of it or something. I don't know. Anyway, alright, well, can't use my thumb anymore today. Will I be able to next time I pick up this game? Maybe. Will it do any good? Let's hope so.